that case against James Comey. That's according to a judge who went scorched earth today on the Justice Department's handling of the years-old evidence in its case against the former FBI director, with the judge writing in an opinion, quote, "The record points to a disturbing pattern of profound investigative missteps that led an FBI agent and a prosecutor to potentially undermine the integrity of the grand jury proceeding." Now, let's remember how we got here. Halligan, of course, is someone who is a personal attorney to Donald Trump before he won the election. She had no previous prosecutorial experience. After working at the White House for a little bit in his second term, she was then put in this role after President Trump fired her predecessor, Eric Siebert, for not charging James Comey or the New York Attorney General, Letitia James. My legal source tonight is Brendan Ballou, the former special counsel at the Justice Department's Antitrust Division. And I mean, to hear a judge saying this, I mean, is this unheard of that now there's even this idea they might give grand jury materials to James Comey's team?
It's really rare. And reading that opinion, for a practicing lawyer, it would be bone chilling to be on the other side of that opinion. What was really interesting about it was the scope of the judge's concerns, because it's not just the alleged misconduct by Ms. Halligan, who, as you point out, is not an experienced prosecutor. This was really her first time acting as one. It's really concerns going back to 2017, when you're talking about problems with the search warrants that were used to get Mr. Comey's emails. Then going to 2025, the decision to reopen the investigation without getting a new search warrant. And then with Ms. Halligan herself, now, some of the materials are redacted in this opinion, but it suggests that she potentially misrepresented Mr. Comey's constitutional rights under the Fifth Amendment, and potentially said something to the effect of the grand jury that they didn't have to rely just on the information that she presented to get an indictment. They could actually just infer that there might be better evidence further down the line at trial, which is a pretty extraordinary mistake to make.
So essentially the concern was she was saying, even if this isn't enough for you now, there might be more evidence for you to look at later?
That's the suggestion. And I mean, that, runs counter to the entire point of what a grand jury is about. You're supposed to make an indictment based on the evidence that the government presents to you. And at least based on what this opinion suggests, that's not what you did.
Well, and the other issue, if I'm right, was that she was saying basically James Comey would have to testify in his defense at trial?
It's not entirely clear what she was saying because, it's not, she might not have known what she was saying, but also part of the opinion is redacted. But, it's a really core tenet. Everybody, you don't have to be a lawyer to know, you don't have to testify in your own defense. You don't have to incriminate yourself. The fact that Ms. Halligan said something like that really just shows why she was so unprepared for this role and shows why it's so important that U.S. attorneys actually